Shabuzi in my head.
Yeah.
I've had Shabuzi in my head for days now.
Everybody has. Everybody has. I have to move. I feel like I'm not wearing pants. I have shorts on, but
Yeah, do you even...
I have shorts
What's
on.
happening
I don't know.
waist down on you?
They look shorter than they are. I don't like the start to that.
And your socks from the 80s?
I know. I do like these. Hold on.
That's how my son would wear them.
Yeah, hold on.
What is it
hey,
with this?
I said you couldn't quit that team. You made a commitment.
I grew up.
Everyone's dad.
I grew up in the 1900s, and when I was my son's age, I wore my socks. Oh, if I could get them over my knee, that was the best.
Oh, you little thigh highs, huh?
And then that went away for a while, and now I'm just little booty socks.
I like these though. These kind of came back.
But now they're back.
They're back
because Jed can't get
cute.
his socks high enough. I was like, that's how I used to wear my socks.
I know, and they're the thick,
yeah,
like leg
warmers.
Yeah,
you have leg warmers.
It's fun. I know my championship T-shirt, Game 5 tonight. There's a lot to catch up on today.
Yep.
Let's start with real quick, and we won't stay on the topic very long, but it's been something I've been asked about a lot. Update from the clinic and my dog. The clinic did their own internal investigation. We knew that, and I wasn't going to ever blast anybody. I wanted them to really. They're talking about somebody's license to practice medicine with animals. I'm not, they did their own internal investigation and he was let go.
No longer works there.
Yeah. Yeah. Big deal. I mean, a really big deal. And to know that I was like the second complaint that day, that's just in a day. It leads me to wonder how many more there were before that. And
you were
whatever.
not the only incident, but your incident helped stop this guy from doing his thing.
I wasn't the only, but I think I was the last.
And I hope he somehow learns his lesson, goes back, and either stops working on animals or really, I
don't know.
Ugh.
None of it felt right, and it still feels weird to celebrate it.
Yeah, I don't think it's a celebration at all. I think you can feel good that this won't happen to another family. I mean, Odin needed work done. He didn't tell you, did it anyway. That you can't do that. You can't do that.
Forgetting antibiotics. If he got an infection, he could have died very easily. The way he reacted after surgery, I felt like something didn't go quite right. Like
you
it
weren't
wasn't
prepared
normal.
for everything that Odin went through. And had you
at all.
Yeah, some warning. So what he did was very unethical. And
he was let go.
Retribution.
So that's a big update. That's a huge update. So, I mean, thanks for all the love and support and all the messages that we got along the way. That really struck a nerve with people because it was, God, I would not wish that on anybody. I really wouldn't. It's the worst feeling in the world.
And Odin's doing fine?
He's getting better all the time. Yeah, he's getting back to himself a little bit. A little personality's coming back.
Is his tongue falling out? Because that's going to be adorable if it does.
Yeah, it did in the beginning.
Oh, it did?
And occasionally it will come out a little bit.
Really? Like
so
what?
It's sort of
does it dangle?
Like a person who gets tired and their eye crosses. I'll get a cockeye. I'll get a cockeye if I'm tired. Yeah.
Will you please take a picture, first of all, of your cockeye?
Yeah.
And second of all, of Odin's tongue just hanging out.
Hold on. If you can get close enough here, Matt, I'll give you, this is tired Tracy cockeye. just drips a little bit coming in. You see it? Now hold on. Now I want you to imagine a 3-pound chihuahua with its tongue out, and me go, "What you do to my dog?" That's what we're dealing with here, guys. That's what we're dealing with.
I mean, you got to find the silver lining in this story.
What are you gonna do?
And if Odin now becomes the ugliest dog in America.
So sweet.
You could win some prize money.
He's so teeny tiny. His little paw, the fur is growing back where he had his little IV.
Oh.
I know. Looks like a booty sock. Okay, we were going to talk about baby names.
Baby names. So
Which was fun.
Liam and Noah, again, tops the baby names.
That sound British.
Hey, Matt, are you you're newly married? You guys going to work on kids anytime soon? All right, he goes like this. What would you name a boy if you had a boy?
Any names?
What a weird question for a dude to ask another dude.
He's like 22 years old.
You
24?
You take your
I'm
time, Matt.
24.
You take your time. You have fun. You have fun
Go
being
ahead.
married. Have fun not being a parent yet. Liam and Noah never on our radar.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for boy names we liked Jed, which is what we named him. I can't think of it. Benjamin. I think we liked Benjamin.
I like that. That's really cute.
But I didn't like Benji. So I was worried that he would become a Benji, and I didn't like that.
You know what's interesting is Brandon's my middle son. I liked Bradley, but I hated Brad. And I knew it'd become that, but I love Bradley. I think Bradley's beautiful,
great.
like a great name. I didn't want Brad at all. And I'm like, well, we can't because it will.
Well, Bradley Cooper insists upon Bradley.
And he should.
And he should.
Oh, he should.
I respect that.
I mean, when I'm yelling that in my head, just to practice it. That's what
Bradley.
I say. Yeah, I can't
Bradley's
say Brad.
a strong name. Brad is not.
It is. And it's funny because I have a Joseph is my first one, which was always going to be Joe. If like Ian said, no, I don't want Joe, I'm like, well, then you're going to have to leave. Joey and I will do this together. Like
that was your number one.
Since I was a little girl, like my Cabbage Patch, my generic Cabbage Patch doll.
Yeah.
I wanted a boy so I could name it Joe.
Really?
Yes. Like
why?
I love, still to this day, I love that name so much. I don't know. It just made me like happy. I didn't know a Joe growing up. I came from such a little town.
It sounds like you were so young you didn't have an experience with a Joe. You just loved the name.
Just loved it. It sounded so nice and it sounded just so like cool to me as a kid.
Everybody knows a Joe. Everybody's got a best friend named Joe, like Mike. Everybody's got a best friend named Mike.
And they're great.
Joes and Mikes. They're great.
Right. You name your kid Joe when you expect a little more out of him. That's what I always told him.
I will say that so you could go so many ways with Joseph, right? Joseph, Joe, Joey.
And what does he do?
I call him Joseph.
Do you?
Yeah, I just saw him and I said,
Matt,
"What's
what
up,
do you
Joseph?"
Call him? He introduces himself as Joey. Yeah, he goes by
But
Joey.
you can change it. Who cares what he introduces himself as?
People
you
that respect other people.
No,
care.
you change it immediately.
Yes, you don't change
it
someone's
immediately.
Name, Matt. Matthew.
What do you go by, Matthew or Matt? What did you introduce yourself as? I don't remember.
You said Matt.
I usually say Matt.
I think.
Matthew?
Yeah, everyone calls me Matt. So it's...
Well, I'm going to start calling you Matthew.
You're going to need to lock in. Okay, like seems like it's a you thing.
Would you ever name your first boy after you? Like, would you do a Matthew Jr.?
Probably not, because my last name's so long.
What's your last name?
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. Matthew Melchizedek?
Why didn't we know that? Do you abbreviate in the work emails?
There's not enough vowels in your last name.
Melchizedek. 12 letters.
12 letters.
You're just going to have to name your kid like Pi, like P-I, you know?
Ed.
Just like in the Ed, and then that's enough.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, we liked Eddie as a name.
That's cute.
Eddie, right?
Yeah.
But we went with Jed, but we were thinking maybe Edward, Eddie, because Eddie's super cute.
Did you ever think Jedward?
No, but I sold Jed to my wife as, Jed, we could still get Ed in there. Like, it's J-E-D. He could become Eddie somehow.
Yeah, you could. If you wanted to.
But he's not an Eddie. Like, I couldn't go home today and be like, "What's up, Eddie? How was your day?" He'd be like,
Did you
what?
And that brings up an interesting point I'm going to come back to before we get to that. Did you have anybody from the outside, not like Jed because it's different, the in-law influence or the aunt that didn't like it, anybody like that, or did they not know?
As far as I can remember, we never got any negatives.
Okay. It's a great name,
Jed.
but it opens yourself
Absolutely.
to criticism if it's a little bit different.
It's different. So the first question is, is that a family name? No. Just honestly, do you honestly know why I like the name Jed so much?
Yeah.
Because the West Wing president, Jed Bartlett.
Oh.
And I loved that show. He's not named after Jed Bartlett, but I liked that name so much in the show.
Yeah.
I was like, Jed is a great name. It's a strong name.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's
he's
a great
not
name.
named after that character, but I liked that name so much.
AJ, who comes on the show and does AJ's Mommy Report Card, I will always call him AJ. You'll always call him AJ.
Yeah.
He changed his name
himself
to his name. AJ is obviously an abbreviation, Adam James. And all of a sudden, when he went from elementary school to middle school, without telling us, he changed it to Adam. And he's like, I just feel like I'm growing up. And so his teachers will call or they'll say Adam. And I'm like, I don't know if I've ever called him that.
You
like, I
haven't.
never, from the time he was born as a baby, I've never been like, this is my son, Adam. I'll say this is AJ. And he's like, I think it sounds like a kid name, Mom. It sounds like immature. And I'm like, I mean, it's your baby. It's your name. You know, I'll call you whatever you want. But I would have thought, I would have thought that that's how he would interpret
It's
it.
really interesting because sitting here, you don't have a nickname, do you? Tracy, there's nothing.
No.
T-Dog?
I mean, my grandpa had a really cute one. He called me Teeter Slick.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
Like
is
not off of Tracy, though.
Adam
Yeah.
James can be AJ, can be Adam. I'm a Michael, and so I grew up as Mikey, and then I moved myself to a Michael for a while, but now outside of radio, I'm Mike. Like when I introduce myself and I'm not doing this, it's Mike.
God, I don't
Like
even know
when
if
I
I'd
went
ever
to the-
say that.
When I went through the drive-through of Burger King the other day, I ordered online. I said, pick up for Mike. And they're like, yes, sir, right away. Mike.
Oh, Mike demands more
So
respect.
I went from Mikey to Michael to
Okay.
Mike. My family still calls me Mikey.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like it?
I don't like it.
I felt that. You don't like Mikey.
I
Do they
don't.
know you don't like it?
I don't think so because they've earned the right to call me Mikey, but it does.
So you don't like it, but since it's being.
But to this, like today, if I were to introduce myself to somebody new and I wasn't working, hi, I'm Mike.
Well, let me ask you this.
But
then.
I was Michael for a while. I loved being
I like the name
super
Michael,
mature
yeah.
Michael, but Mike, right now I'm a Mike.
Is Adam hiding the Mikey? Does it bother him?
It could be.
And he's maybe not telling me.
Yep.
You got to get this out of him.
Okay, I will.
Be like, listen, I'm going to talk to you, Mikey to AJ. And then he'll open up to you.
Right.
Yeah. Or just do what Big Mike did and bring him like mac and cheese. Like, remember that
Yeah.
time you came to my house? And like we had cooked all day and then Big Mike shows up with mac and cheese and AJ's like, that's my favorite. He's my favorite one on the show.
It could be the reason why I called Joey Joseph because Michael, Mikey,
Maybe.
Joseph, Joey, the Mikey Joey, it's cringy to me. So does
That's
he like to be called Joey?
interesting.
Or does he just, yeah, because he's Joey around here,
He's
right, Matt?
Joey, yeah.
Okay, so he introduced himself at work as Joey.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can respect
And I wondered if he was ever going to drop that because we always called him, growing up, it's a younger thing to do. I always kind of wondered, and he doesn't. Like on his Insta, he's Joey, you know?
I've got another friend. His name is Nick. He goes by Nicky, and he's like 50 years old.
Does he have a pinky ring too?
But I have a hard time
does
with no, he
You
doesn't.
laughed too hard at that. Like, did I
But
nail it?
I have
Yeah.
a hard time because I call him Nick, not Nicky, but everybody calls him Nicky, and it's because I don't like Mikey. So Nicky, Joey, I think it's a thing.
Yeah, I think you cracked the code.
I cracked
think
the
you
code.
cracked the code.
Tracy.
Yeah.
No,
It's not Trace. It's
I
not.
call you Trace sometimes.
Just as like but not as a nickname. What's up, Trace? I guess so, yeah.
Maddie, I'd never call you Maddie.
Never. Have your kids ever wondered what they would have been if they were the opposite sex?
So Delilah would have been Delilah. Penny.
That's so cute.
Those are the only two I can remember. So Delilah won that one out. And then Jed, he would have been Penny if he was a girl.
So if you had
liked
two
Penny,
girls, it
but
would have
not,
been
but not Penelope.
Penny. Just Penny.
Same as Jed. He's not Jedediah. He's just Jed.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, Jedediah. It's biblical. But we couldn't have a Delilah and Jedediah.
That
would have
sounds
sounded
no. That sounds
dumb.
like you like tripped over your words. Like you were just like, what's his name? Jed what? You know what I mean? Like you like said it on the way down. You can't just add a Jediah.
Yeah, a lot of
on the end
Jeds
of
are short for Jedediah.
Jedediah.
Yeah, it's biblical.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's needy.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
Jed. He's just Jed.
The boys, if they were girls, it would have been, and they make fun of me all the time, they would have been Eleanor, Ruby, and Mallory. which I love. You don't like Mallory, you
I don't
said.
like Mallory. No, it reminds me of a duck. Mallard.
Mallard? Really?
Yeah.
I think Mallory is so pretty. And then my mom is like, not Ruby, that's a dog's name.
Oh, God. That's what family does. They ruin names by saying idiot things like that.
Yes. Joey said if he was Eleanor, he's like, why are you naming us all like 80-year-old women? And I'm like, they're really pretty names and they last, and you can do Eleanor, you can do Ellie.
Yeah.
All of those really cute ones.
I remember kicking around Eleanor for a while.
I
think that was in our
name.
top 10 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty, Eleanor. It's better than Mallory.
Well, that was the third kid. I mean, yeah. I would have just called him MJ, obviously, and ticked him off.
Oh, MJ.
No, I'm kidding. I love them all the same.
We have a baby shower we're going to. You're throwing a baby shower.
It. Yeah.
For an ex-coworker. And
something about the game? Are you talking about the game?
No, I was just going to ask you. She's having a girl. Has she mentioned any girl names yet for you to completely eviscerate?
No, and I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, she did mention one name,
and she said Mallory to me, I'd have to say something.
You would not.
I would too.
I would kick you so freaking hard at my baby shower if she said Mallory.
What
if I saw your face, I'd be like, "You shut your hole." I will throw a parfait at you. And you know my parfait cup drama.
Yeah, I do. They're not plastic.
They're not. God, man, it's been a big deal. Okay, the parfait cups, right in your face. Okay.
What if a name that she was kicking around is so bad?
Oh,
like Mallory.
You're the worst. I'm sure I would just be like, that's beautiful. I wouldn't say anything. It's not my place to say. It's not my baby. But we were talking about names before this morning do people still play games at showers? And then I was like,
that's right.
Like, I'm not doing a razzle dazzle game. Like, you're not winning anything at this brunch, okay? You're winning the really good parfaits. They're filling in your
You're not going to have diapers with candy bars melted inside, and then we have to lick the candy bar and then guess what the candy bar is, but it's really poop, but then it's not poop, and then it's a Snickers, and then you're like, oh, this kid had peanuts. What's my prize? I guess Snickers.
There's a candle. I'm not doing that.
That party sounds awful.
Yes, it's awful. So we were talking this morning before the show, not about the things happening in Colorado, like the Nuggets, or that we were talking about baby shower games at like 5:30 in the morning. And we decided what would be funny. Matt, you'll have to maybe gauge this a little bit and be a voice of reason. You know that game you play when you find like your hooker name or whatever it is? Hear me out.
Like your elf name. Your elf name around Christmas, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not doing hooker names at a baby shower.
Your Irish name around St. Patty's Day.
But same sort of thing. So she hasn't picked out her baby name.
Why do you think her baby's going to be a hooker?
It's not going to be a hooker. I'm just saying we could play a game like we find it like that.
Got it.
Okay, so say you're pregnant, put your thing out. Okay, Fizz's baby, we don't know the name. So everybody name their first pet and the street you grew up on, and that's what your baby name would be. If I named your baby, it'd be Sandy Gladiola.
Oh, that's nice.
It's kind of nice, right? Kind of hookery.
And coming to stage 2, wearing a knee brace. It's Buffy Pearl.
She does have a knee brace.
Yes, she does.
Oh my God. I love her, but she's still out there just sassy.
She's still got to make the money.
Kick.
Yeah, she one leg kick.
Oh my God, I love it. I think that's a cute game.
I like
for
that
a
name.
baby
That's
shower.
a fine game. That's a
funny,
fine game.
Like,
just
get
make it go
people
fast.
laughing. Yes. Well, don't monologue.
And don't get the chairs sitting around in a circle and we have to watch her open up presents. I won't do that. I will leave. I will leave immediately.
By the way, I would like to point out he is coming to the baby shower it's a couple's shower, and he right away was just like, and I was like, you're coming, and his daughter's helping me throw it. It's gonna be really fun. I get to have a girl for the day.
You can name her Ruby if you'd like.
Ask her. Don't ask her. Just let her think.
Oh, yeah.
Aunt Tracy's a little crazy.
Just start calling her Ruby. She's too nice to.
She's so nice.
She won't correct you.
Okay. I forgot to to tell you this story. By the way, I love this post show. We're still on, right?
Oh, yeah. This is top 10 of all time.
That's the new joke with Matt. We're still on. You haven't cut us yet. My sister called me the other day. She has 2 girls.
Yeah.
And I sometimes tell her about the conversations or lack thereof with my boys.
Right.
Very different.
A lot
than
of
girl.
grunting. That's
like,
pretty much
there's
mostly what you
no
get.
like, there's nothing past like, how was your day? Good.
There's no follow-up question.
Yes.
Get it.
No,
I get it.
yes.
Jed's the same way.
Her oldest daughter is 15 and could be right in here and just understand feelings and what's going on in the room. Her youngest daughter does hang out with the boys a little bit more, right? So she goes, Tracy, I finally realized what your life was like. She goes, I feel like Lauren and I weren't really connecting. That's her youngest daughter, who's 12 years old.
Okay.
We weren't really connecting. So I was gonna have her be late for school and we we're gonna go out for breakfast.
Cute.
And just have a little moment, mom and daughter time. And she goes, I was like, Lauren, how has things been going? How is school? I noticed you were frustrated the other day. She's asking great questions as a mom. She goes, what's been the happiest part of your week? And Lauren says, yesterday, they got the lunch menu wrong and we got taquitos and we didn't know we were getting taquitos and they let us have seconds. And she was like, oh my God, this is what my sister's been talking about with raising boys. Like the most exciting part of her day. And she's like, she was genuine. I'm like, I know. It's a big deal.
That would be the best part of my week, too.
Taquitos.
Surprise taquitos. And you can have as many as you want.
As many. You know what I mean? Jesus, that's a great day. I'm like, Shauna. She's doing great.
Put that in the Christmas newsletter. Jeez.
It was so accurate on what it's like. So I'm very excited to have Ruby over to help me host the baby shower for the next hooker.
Yesterday, unsolicited.
I'm kidding, Haley. If you're watching this, you know our sense of humor. We love you very much.
Yesterday, unsolicited, my daughter asked me, "How was work today, Dad?" Well,
what?
I don't know how to answer that.
What did you tell her?
Oh, I said it was awful.
What?
Awful. Every day is awful.
She's like, there he goes again. I don't know how Tracy deals with this every day. It's the worst. All right. You still on, Matt?
No,
That'll do.
we're off. Have a great day.
Bye.